I read through it a couple of times, and I'm having a problem with how you've done it, so it's no problem.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Recommendation S, 2018-92, that the school committee, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the request of 23 families to homeschool their children for the 2018-2019 school year, adhering to all requirements as set forth by the Bristol Warren Regional School District.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Oh, did I make a motion? Well, it's an appropriate motion because it would have been made back toward the beginning of school, so I don't have an issue with that. For those of you in the audience, we have no control over homeschooling, but I have an issue with people who come in March or April and decide to homeschool their child for the last 2 months of the school year. So I have no problem with this.
Anyone else? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Recommendation S, 2018-94, that the school committee, upon the recommendation of the Budget Facilities Subcommittee, approve the Terrace Water Bottle Filling Station.
So moved.
Second. Just so you know, this actually isn't a recommendation from us because it was on our agenda. And then our meeting was canceled. So I said to George and Cindy, to just have Mario take care of it, that we were aware of it, and George was aware of it, because they had a function that they had with parents involved. So they meeting over here.
I'll give just a little bit of background. At the time, it appears that this request was back in October. The Terrace School was the only school in the district that did not have a water bottle filling station. And it appears that the school, or the PTO specifically, I believe the Green Team, took it upon themselves to apply for a grant through the Green Love Foundation for a LK water bottle filling station. I'll give a little bit of this email that was sent regarding the Green Team and the Green Love Foundation. This was by Mrs. Sadler. Through the guidance of the Green Team, specifically Shannon Rosea and Amy Boucher, I believe that's how you say that, we have applied for a grant for a water bottle filling station through the Green Love Foundation. A little background on the Green Love Foundation. The founder, Catherine James Bowers, started this foundation in memory of her daughter, Kendra Lindsay Bowers, who sadly died as a young adult. Throughout her life, Kendra lived a green mindset, reminding those around her to respect our resources. Her mom states, a quote, "Look at the land with wide eyes and a careful touch." Kendra. So they applied for the grant, they received the grant, they received the water bottle filling station. So there was no cost for that by the district. I believe the district had used our support staff, Mr. Simmons and his team, to install that water bottle. And that is what we are voting on, to approve the already installed water bottle filling station.
And for the people who are new here, anything that gets installed in the school district has to come through budget because we have to maintain it once it's installed. So we need to know what it is you're doing in the buildings, and that notice came out after our October budget meeting. So it was supposed to be voted on in our November budget meeting so that they could do it at the end of November, and that didn't happen. But when that doesn't happen, we just turn to the superintendent.
I have a quick question. Has it been installed?
Yes.
It's already installed. Any other questions? Comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Recommendation S, 2018-95, personnel.
I move that we approve the personnel recommendations with the caveat that we pull recommendation A1 from those recommendations.
Second.
Yeah, one second.
Okay. Now discussion, and I know Dr. Andre has been asked to say a few words.
And I'll just start. I'm the one that asked for this to be pulled from the consent agenda, and the reason for that is that I asked Dr. Andre earlier if we could do that to provide him with an opportunity to explain, mostly for the benefit of new members, also for the benefit of those in the audience, and I think to some extent for the benefit maybe of even some of us who are not new, sort of what the process is and what it is that we are actually doing when we approve the personnel recommendations. We get long lists every meeting of personnel recommendations that we're asked to approve, and we usually do that through the consent agenda. And sometimes we have individuals that we highlight from those long lists of personnel recommendations because they're being appointed to particular positions. But I thought, given that it was the first meeting for a few of the members here tonight, that I would ask Dr. Andre if you could just talk through, what the personnel recommendations are and what the impact of them is, what some of the language on that means, on the form that we received means, and so that there's some sort of informed process as we're taking the votes that we'll take at this meeting and in future meetings.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos, for this opportunity. I think this is our first, at least the first time in my 10 years that we actually went over this form publicly. So a lot of times it's just the opportunity that it's a consent agenda and we might recognize a new hire who might be in the audience, but not the rest of the recommendations, or it might be a retirement. But each month in the personnel recommendation, there might be maybe 10 to 15 changes in personnel, whether they're appointments or resignations. So the first category is an appointment, something that we made, a position we may need. There might be a resignation, there may be a new teacher coming aboard. That's typically from the operational budget. It's a teacher or a teacher assistant in that realm. But it's a position that we need almost immediately in the classroom or in front of students. The second category is ESL reading tutors extended day. This is through the hard work of Ms. Sandra, Ms. Alameda, and Ms. Anderson in our consolidated resource program, our federal grants. So we write federal grants in the springtime. It usually gets approved over the summer. And in our grants, we write for here tutoring at each school, whether it's Title I or Title III, for reading or numeracy at Colt Andrews or Hugh Cole, based on the need. We write our grant, we secure some federal funding, and then early in September, Ms. Almeida and Ms. Anderson and Ms. Sano will interview teachers who are going to be providing that tutoring. So unfortunately, it's now December, but this tutoring has been going on since the beginning of the year. Many of these teachers are teachers who are being appointed for the tutoring, teachers are already in the district who will be providing those supports.
One quick question, Dr. Andre. For these tutors, extended day supports that are being filled via grant money, are these typically for the current school year?
It's 1 year appointments, thank you.
Because there's no guarantee that the grant would be received the following year.
Correct. So that's category B is tutoring support, and that's funded through our grant funding. Category C is before and after school program. Each month you'll see resignations or appointments in there. That's mostly, for the lack of just a better term, our COSI program. Most of the students people being appointed are students at Roger Williams or community members who are working part-time. So, for instance, number one is a student at Roger Williams, who's from out of state. She's not commuting in from Massachusetts every day. She's a quadrilingual students. So you'll see a lot of turnover in Category C. Again, that's self-sufficient, that's funded through the coaching program and parental fees.
And you indicated with respect to the prior category that was, that the teachers were selected through an interview process that was run by, I believe you said this on media, as Anderson primarily. Who runs the process of selecting folks for before and after school?
Yeah, that would be Tricia Brissett, the director of the coaching program. And she usually has an interview team as well.
Thank you.
Categories D, it's our athletic event supervisors. It's people we hire to, it's here running the time clock, taking tickets at the door. So it's, that's run through our athletic department. And that's it's mostly fall and winter. There's not many spring categories that we have the need for. It's just lacrosse that has a timekeeper. But now that we have basketball and wrestling and a couple other sports that are indoor, we need that timekeeper. But that'll happen before every season, and that's run through our athletic department. Category?
Again, 1 year.
1 year appointments. All these are 1 year appointments.
All these are 1 year appointments.
Extracurricular, again, 1 year appointments for all our winter coaches, our spring coaches are on this agenda. You would see for the school committee purposes, there's asterisks next to certain individuals. They've been in the position for numerous years, and they're reappointments. And then the new people, the assistant girls basketball coach, track coaches, they are also through an interview process with the athletic director, the building principal. There might be 1 or 2 other coaches. So that's, again, 1 year appointments. We're a little behind on winter coaches. We're already in winter. We didn't have any meetings. And then you can see for the spring coaches, they're all reappointments. Our advisors, again, are 1 year appointments. And then the winter coaches at KMS as well. Those are all new appointments. Had an interview with the athletic director and the KMS principal as well as another coach. All 1 year appointments. Categories F and G are substitutes, certified substitutes for teachers as well as our Council 94. You'll see appointments each month. Prior to their appointment, you should know that myself, Mr. Simmons, and Ms. McGuire will meet with our subs and make sure they understand the expectations on the district goals and visions, classroom instruction, as well as some of our district policies. So before any of these appointments come to your attention, please know that we already had a meeting with myself or Mr. Simmons going over expectations. So that's on the
Specifically, you discuss things such as safety plans or what to do in the case of an emergency.
Who to talk to, district policies around confidentiality, social media, appropriate dress. So we go over a number of different policies that they should be aware of, who they should be talking to, secretaries, custodians, head teachers, so on and so forth. Because they might be at different buildings, we don't get into specific safety plans per se.
So then the expectation is when they report to duty at that specific building that they are learning what is specific to that building, and then when they go to the next one, they're doing the same thing.
And you'll see, again, certified substitutes in each category each month. And then the last category is resignations or retirements. And that's seeing some of the names there. Sometimes we're sad to see them go. that's where their names might be pulled and recognized if it's someone who's retiring after 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, so we'll recognize them for their services. So again, those are the different categories you'll see each month, but please feel free to reach out to me, ask any questions, especially if it's funding or the impact. Mostly if they're on the agenda, we need that position to continue to function because our students need it, especially in the middle of the year.
And Dr. Andre, if upon reviewing any of these personnel recommendations, any member of the school committee wants additional information about the process or the selection of any particular individual, how would it be appropriate for the school committee member to go about doing that?
They can contact me directly. I'll be more than happy to review the process, but I think at an upcoming meeting, we might just review, especially probably closer to the spring when we go through our hiring process. It might be a good opportunity to share our documents what the hiring process looks like internally.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you doing it.
Does anyone have any questions?
Most appreciate taking the time to explain it to us. Thank you.
Okay, so we can vote on this, but we are pulling A1 out. So all in favor of voting for recommendation S2018-95 without A1?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Oh, what? I didn't, not gonna vote.
It appears we're not doing A1 at all.
Oh, all right. No, I'm talking about the rest of it. I just realized that there was somebody on there that I choose not to vote for, so.
You're voting no?
You're no on 9, regardless of A1. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
But not for one specific reason, which I'm not at liberty to discuss here.
Okay. Karen, did you get that? Okay, so now we will move on to chairperson's initiatives, which is the appointment of our subcommittees. So let's see. We did ask people to, Adam and I, to let us know what subcommittees they were passionate about or had experience that they thought would render them excellent members of that subcommittee. And as we went through the process, which was a little tricky because many members all want the same committees. It was a little tricky, but we did try to put a lot of thought into where we thought people would best fit and best be able to contribute to those subcommittees and the full committee as a whole. So we'll start with the Policy and Curriculum Subcommittee. We've got Ms. Carly Reach as the chair, chairing that committee. Mr. Victor Cabral, who is not present tonight, will be on that committee, and myself. The Budget Facilities Committee will be chaired by Brian, who is the treasurer. And Sheila Ellsworth will be on that committee, along with Mr. John Mitchell. For Personnel and Contract Negotiations Subcommittee, we have Adam chairing that committee, and we have Marge McBride and John Saviano on that committee. Our Health and Wellness Subcommittee will be co-chaired by Adam Ramos and Carly Reich. And then we have a Student Hearings subcommittee, which is rarely called, but we do have to have someone in that position just in case. So we did have one member interested in that. That was Mr. John Saviano. We may have had a couple, but some people had to take a couple spots. And anyways, I'm very excited about these appointments. I hope that everybody is pleased with where they got put. Like I said, we put a lot of thought into it and really considered your interest levels and your experience, and we tried to mix experienced members with new members. And I welcome Sheila and Carly and Victor too, and I'm really looking forward to this new committee. So thank you. You may.
Yeah.
Always.
I just want to reiterate that, well, firstly, thank you to everybody on the committee who provided us with their interest in. I really think that it's important that we do our best to ensure that people are working in places where they want to be, because people, when they are where they want to be, are more likely and more engaged in doing the work and really getting down to it. So I know that we couldn't make everybody happy with the appointments that we made, but it was, I spent far more hours thinking about this than I anticipated that I would when it came to making these committee appointments. And I'm really looking forward to working with everybody, not only on the subcommittees that I'm on, but as everybody should know, all of the subcommittees, when they meet, school committee members are welcome to attend those and participate in them. The only limitation on not being an official member of a subcommittee is that you're not allowed to vote at the subcommittee level, but you can participate fully and be a real contributing member. And I, for one, hope to attend many meetings of subcommittees that I'm not officially a member of, because I think the more that we are all working together, the better we will do. And I know that we have a great group of folks up here that are really going to do a lot of great work. I'm really excited about it all, so thank you.
It is also been, oh, I'm sorry, Marge.
No, I was just going to comment on the fact that lots of times we come here and we vote yes or no, and we don't really discuss it a whole lot, and that's because most of the discussion happens at the subcommittee level. And not only are members of the school committee invited to all subcommittee meetings, but so are members of the public. And they're invited to go to the chairs and sit down and look at all the paperwork that we're looking at and voice their opinion on whatever it is we're dealing with. And we encourage that, because then when it comes to the end of the month, to the business meeting, everybody has had the opportunity to have their say in what's going on. So I really would encourage the public to come on a regular basis, particularly if there's something that concerns you and you have access to every subcommittee agenda well in enough time to be able to schedule yourself to come.
Yeah, and you really do, when you're at a subcommittee meeting, I know at least with policy,